New I One's our video. It's movie sequels. Let's get right on it. And the thumbnail has a Shrek, so maybe Shrek 5's coming out in 3, 2, 1.
Me, Jaden, Thomas, Ross, and Aaron are all going on
I like all these
a show
people.
called Scribble Showdown. We're going to these cities on these dates. So if you want to see us play some drawing games live,
I'm nowhere near there. Oh well.
scribbleshowdown.com, link in the description. Please. Okay, enjoy the video now. Do you all remember that classic kids movie made in the 70s about a pig and a spider? Yeah, Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's Web.
Remember how it made us a lot of money? Wait, didn't we already have this conversation? Yeah, we did. But we're remaking this conversation with better graphics and Will Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Remake something that's already good on its
Everything's
own.
good with him.
Making something
Everything.
totally original. Because, Ethan, we don't want to take risks. And this will make us more money. But won't it be obvious to the audience that we're only doing these remakes for the money? They'll watch it anyways. I don't want you to think that I think that all sequels and remakes are bad. One of my favorite movies is a spin-off. And I'm very excited for the remake of The Dark Crystal to come out. And if you think I'm going to make a video talking about it when it comes out, you are absolutely correct. So Disney is remaking a bunch of classical movies.
Yeah, The Lion King wasn't
They did it
good.
with Tarzan, Alice in Wonderland,
Aladdin,
and they did it with 101
maybe.
Dalmatians twice. And as someone who enjoys cartoons a little too much, I think it would be cool if they remade Treasure Planet or
that
Atlantis
about
into
it?
live action. Both of those movies are underrated and have a lot of high-stake, action-packed adventure that would be perfect for a reboot. And if they did get a reboot, it would introduce a new generation of kids to these awesome movies. But that's just my opinion. I'm sure Disney has good reasons for making sequels and spin-offs. Speaking of Disney sequels, I bet some of you forgot the very old straight-to-VHS Disney sequels. I try to forget about them every day. You can have your own opinion on the Disney sequels, but all the ones that went straight to VHS are terrible. Even The Lion King 2? That one emo lion was kinda hot. Did I stutter? I know all those sequels were technically done by a different studio, but let's just hope that Disney will finally break the bad sequel streak with Frozen 2. Or they should just let it go, straight to VHS. Some franchises like Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings have long overarching stories that are designed
That'd be a good
to
idea.
have
Release
multiple
VHS
installments.
again.
And as long as the studio doesn't stretch out one book into 3 movies, then those types of movies are absolutely fine. But I don't want to talk about those movies. I want to talk about sequels to standalone films. Now, I believe that a sequel to a standalone film can be done, but it's a delicate process. Because in the first movie, you establish the characters and the world they live in, then the protagonist has to overcome a problem, usually defeating a villain, and then the characters live happily ever after, and the story is all wrapped up nicely with a bow, and just what a nice story we got there. I'm just gonna set it down and watch it from time to time and not change it one bit. But then a sequel comes along and says, oh, you thought the characters lived happily ever after? And then rips off the nice bow and says there's another more evil villain who wasn't mentioned in the first movie for some reason. If a sequel turns out bad, it can devalue the original movie. There's a reason we don't talk about Atlantis 2 or Pocahontas 2.
Like
Or
some.
Mulan 2 or Hunchback 2 or Aladdin 2 or Cinderella 2
Far.
or Beauty and the Beast 2 or Tarzan 2.
Sometimes some of them are like fan
Didn't
fiction.
happen. So that's why I'm always
Yeah, I'll
impressed
mention
whenever a good sequel is made. And a studio that I think does an amazing job at making sequels is called DreamWorks. But I've noticed a pattern with DreamWorks franchises that I've coined the DreamWorks trequel paradox. I think the right word might be trilogy, but I'm just going to say trequel. You see, DreamWorks has a track record of creating amazing sequels, but pretty subpar trequels. Here's what I mean. Now, keep in mind that these are not my opinion. These reviews are objectively correct facts. And also, I just want to say I know that these movies are kids' movies, but I like animated movies more than real ones. And I'm a cartoon character, so Shrek 1. Great movie, great characters, great message, 10 onion layers out of 10. Shrek 2, it's the first movie in history to be better than the original, and it created the best music video of all time. I need 11 heroes out of 10. Shrek 3, not in my swamp. Okay, I know we might not all agree, but here's another example. Kung Fu Panda 1, perfect movie. Any movie with anthropomorphic animals is always a win in my book. I think we have a best-selling franchise on our Panda Paws. Kung Fu Panda 2, just as good as the
Talking
original.
animals.
How many sequels have an animated bird as
They
a
walk.
villain? Besides Stuart Little 2. So far, we got 10s across the board.
Never seen
but
it.
then Kung Fu Panda 3 comes along and... I'm sorry, Jablinski, I just wasn't feeling this one. Which is why I was so worried for How to Train Your Dragon 3. and let's just say the DreamWorks trequel paradox didn't break its trend. However, there's one franchise that doesn't follow the DreamWorks trequel paradox, and it haunts my dreams. Works. And that franchise is Madagascar. I remember loving this movie as a kid, and apparently I wasn't the only kid who enjoyed it because it made $193,595,521. So DreamWorks made 2 more of these movies, and created the thing that haunts my dreams.
Oh.
Now, personally, I don't really
Do you-
care for
you
these
do not-
movies.
you do
They're
not
fine.
like them
I haven't really
big?
watched them at all, so
And chunky?
5 out of 10. But there's another
I like the
movie
second
in this
one.
franchise. A movie that shouldn't be as good as it is, and honestly, I'm a little embarrassed to admit that it might make the list of my top 5 favorite movies. I don't think enough people are talking about this movie, so I'm going to be the one who breaks the ice. That metaphor is relevant because we're talking about Penguins of Madagascar. Penguins of Madagascar is the
I was
best
gonna
movie
say
that
Ice
features
Age.
penguins ever. Better than Happy Feet and Happy Feet 2, and it's 1,000 times more realistic than March of the Penguins. There's a scene where the penguins fall off an airplane and go hopping from one airplane to another. It's so entertaining, and it's all done in one continuous camera shot. So I'm not talking with a hint of irony when I say that this scene is a cinematic masterpiece. I don't remember when I first watched Penguins of Madagascar. It came out when I was 18, so I'm probably not the target demographic. But I remember after watching it thinking, wow, that's a good movie. And I didn't think about that movie again until years later on Halloween night 2018. I was in a Discord call with some friends who were also spending their Halloween night behind a computer, and naturally we were discussing which Madagascar sequel was better. Some people actually liked the second one, which was surprising, and I said, well, no matter what you think of the sequels, at least we can all agree that Penguins of Madagascar is better than both of them, right? And everyone in the call was like, what are you talking about? And instead of watching a scary movie that Halloween night, we all virtually watched a movie about penguins together, and I think everyone liked it. Okay, let's talk about another studio, Pixar. Pixar movies do a good job at appealing to a wide audience. Kids like them because they're a cartoon, and adults like them because of their heavy themes like old people dying. Almost every movie Pixar has made has been a cinematic classic. Penguins of Madagascar, however, is not one of those emotionally inducing movies. It doesn't teach a thought-provoking life lesson. It's an hour and a half of penguins fighting an octopus, and I love it. Every morning
How does that
when I
mean
watch
go?
Penguins of
Wazowski? Is it
Madagascar, I
Wazowski?
feel like a kid again.
Wazowski,
I am jealous
analysis.
of the writing in this
I just
movie.
like that.
Okay, there's one fart joke, but that's my only complaint. Now, do I think Penguins is better than all of these Pixar movies?
Yeah.
No, definitely not. But I do think this movie is really good, and IMDb gave it a 6.7 when it clearly deserves a 10. I don't know if this video convinced you to watch Penguins of Madagascar, but if you're retroactively looking for the next summer blockbuster movie to watch, then it's got my recommendation. James, are you being sponsored by Penguins? I wish. There wasn't really a point to this video, I just wanted an excuse to talk about my favorite DreamWorks spin-off. So, in conclusion, I'm really excited for The Dark Crystal 2 coming out on Netflix. The show's being released on August 30th, which is coincidentally this channel's 5-year anniversary. So don't expect me to work that day. Okay, admittedly, this video went off the rails a tiny bit. I'm sorry. Hey everyone, I feel like I
still liked
always
it,
say
though.
this, but
Like-
I know it's been a while. I did a lot of shows recently, like Scribble Showdown, which you might have heard of. I'm going on tour in early October, so click the link in the description for more information. I know it's summer when I post this video, but I don't post that often, so I probably won't get another chance to tell you that there's some back-to-school bundles in my merch store if you're one of those people that goes to school. Big
I like
thanks
the
to
one-
everyone who
this
worked
one,
on
the
this
James-
video. I couldn't have done it without
the trading
them.
card.
And a big thanks to you for watching me gush about penguins for a really long time. I hope you don't think of me
Yeah.
any differently knowing that I dislike The Lion King 2. I'm sorry. I'm really tired and I want to get this video done, so I'm just going to wrap up this end card. Wear your seatbelt.
Okay, I like this one. Yeah. Let's see. Before I end it, my favorite, Lion King, the original. I don't like the remake. Well, everybody doesn't like the remake, so just the original. You should just stick with, and maybe Lion King 1.5. Yeah, forget about 2. Yeah. After the second one, let's just pretend they didn't exist. Yeah, I like Aladdin and Tarzan, just the original. So, follow me on Twitter. Let's talk about Disney movies, and this one too. I'm on TikTok where I do fun stuff, just being stupid. Yeah. See you in the next one. My last video was a Pokemon video. That was pretty interesting. I kind of like doing that one. Tell me what stuff to eat during the video, so it could be a mukbang. Alright, see you in the next one. Bye. I'm going to put this in my mouth. It's just chapstick. There's nothing in it.